A person who's been missing after leaving the hospital. Here's a better look. Let's give it to him there on the full screen if we can. 69-year-old Michael Adams. Family members reported him missing yesterday afternoon after he checked himself out of Willis Knighton Hospital. Adams suffers from dementia. He's from the KSLA area. He was last seen wearing a hospital gown, blue jeans, and slippers. Anyone with information, please contact Shreveport Police immediately, 673-7300. A KSLA News 12 alert about an E. coli warning for lettuce. That warning has gone out about tainted lettuce in a number of states, and that growing list now includes Louisiana. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns people to stay away from all chopped romaine lettuce, which has sickened at least 53 people in the last month. 9 people have gone to the hospital. 2 people developed a type of kidney failure that can be life-threatening. Now, the CDC has not identified a common grower, supplier, or even a brand name yet. Now at 4, House lawmakers in Baton Rouge have passed a proposed 2018 budget, and it could have a major negative impact with the medical community here in Shreveport. The budget now goes to the Senate for approval, so it's got a ways to go yet. The proposal drastically cuts funding for the state's medical programs. The chancellor of LSU's medical school in Shreveport says they face a 55% cut in funding. That equates to a loss of around $165 million. If the legislature approves the current budget, medical students and residents here in Shreveport and New Orleans could be forced to relocate to programs elsewhere. This would all be paid for by the state. Coming up at 5, why the chancellor describes this budget as catastrophic. Bossier Parish leaders gave an update on their successes in a State of the Bossier address today. Every mayor from all the towns across Bossier Parish shared the positive ways their community is growing. Each mentioned how schools are improving, along with economic and population growth in the last year. And speaking of growth, today the North Louisiana Economic Partnership announced that a new major player would be adding to Houghton's already growing infrastructure. The company, called Duckwater Services, will build a $4 million facility, they tell us, right off Interstate 20 at Exit 33. Based out of El Dorado, Arkansas, the company specializes in cleaning commercial tanker assets. They, along with their 2 tenants, tell us they'll bring in around 28 new jobs to the town. The Caddo Parish Commission meeting right now to determine if a major Shreveport crude oil refiner will receive more than $450,000 in tax exemptions over the next 5 years. Calumet Specialty Products says the tax exemption could create 83 new jobs with an annual payroll of more than $3 million. We will continue to follow this vote and give you an update on our KSLA News 12 mobile app. And in less than an hour, dozens will gather in Shreveport for a prayer vigil. This is part of the Shreveport Police Pastors on Patrol monthly prayer vigil. It will be at 200 Mayfair Drive at Mamie Hicks Park. The vigil will begin around 5. KSLA News 12 will be there live during our 5 o'clock newscast. Also happening tonight, Bossier Parish School Board members will review a new policy that sets guidelines on religious expression on campus. Now, part of their goal is to make a pending lawsuit go away. For months, we've been telling you about lawsuits filed against both Bossier and Webster Parish schools. We found a draft of the new Bossier policy. The 9-page document defines terms like prayer and school event. Policy also details how teachers and students can interact with religious exercises. We'll give you an update on that board meeting coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. All right, another beautiful day here in the Arklatex. That's meteorologist James Paris wasn't going to stay in the studio. He took it out there to Festival Plaza in Shreveport. Lots of fun out there today, James.
That's right, Doug. At 5:30, this place is going to be packed with people having a whole bunch of fun, and I can't wait to ride some of these rides and probably eat a corn dog for dinner. Now, joining me right now is Madge Davis. She is the executive director of the Arklatex Ambassadors Club, and it is that club that puts on the Holiday in Dixie Festival. Now, Madge, when people come out here this evening or this weekend, what can they expect?
Well, they can expect lots of fun for the whole family. There's great food, fun rides. We got that bad weather behind us last Friday, and we're ready for smooth sailing. We've got music coming up this weekend on Friday night from 8 to 10, we have the Two-Tone Blues. And Saturday, 5:30 to 7:30, we have Will Moranto and the Usual Suspects. And from 8 to 10, we'll close it out with Twang Darkly. And lots of fun and food for the whole family. And it's just a blast, and we're looking forward to celebrating another year of Holiday in Dixie.
Now, Madge, I understand it's free admission, but it does cost money to ride the rides. How much does it cost?
Yes, it's free to come in. It's $25 for a wristband, and that's unlimited rides all day. And there's also individual tickets you can ride if you want to kind of peruse around, see what rides you want to ride, what games you might want to play, and then you can go back and purchase tickets individually.
Well, thank you so much, Madge. We are going to hear more from Madge about the history of the Holiday in Dixie Festival here in just a few minutes. But for right now, the weather is beautiful. Temperatures are a little bit on the cool side for this time of year. Right now in downtown Shreveport, it is 68 degrees. In North Bossier, it's 69. Most places right now are in the mid to upper 60s. A few places across the Arklatex are flirting with 70 degrees. Now, if you're going to come out to the Holiday in Dixie Festival this evening, one thing you might need is a light jacket, because as soon as that sun goes down, temperatures will start to tumble. 67 degrees still by 6 o'clock this evening. By 7 o'clock, most places will be in the mid to upper 50s. 56 degrees, 51 by 8 o'clock this evening. So with temperatures quickly dropping into the 50s this evening, you're probably going to need a light jacket, especially if you're going to be riding some of these rides. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to tell you why the rain shouldn't stop you from coming out to Festival Plaza this weekend in your forecast.
The update right now on the FAA investigation with Southwest Airlines. They have ordered airlines to inspect hundreds of jet engines similar to the one that exploded on that Southwest flight. Federal investigators say the engine blade that broke off and triggered a deadly accident had microscopic cracks. A Texas firefighter is among the passengers who pulled a woman back inside the plane after being partially pulled out of a broken window.
I felt the calling to get up and do something. Stand up and act. My heart goes out to Jennifer and her family. I can't imagine what they're going through.
Investigators expect to wrap up their initial work on site today. No criminal charges will be filed in the death investigation of singer Prince. The announcement comes after a 2-year probe. The family attorney says there's no evidence the singer knew he was taking counterfeit fentanyl pills. The attorney added that evidence shows Prince thought he was taking Vicodin. The doctor accused of illegally prescribing the opioid agreed to pay $30,000 to settle a federal civil claim.